Okay, so today we're joined by the Women's Health Team for our medical mission team to Nicaragua, Henry Ford West Bloomfield and Optimeyes. Ladies, why don't you share a little bit about who you are and what you're doing here down here?
I'm Jan Hart, and I was helping with the Women's Health Team. We were explaining on how to do self-breast exams. We did breast exams and we did pap smears.
I'm Debbie Spencer, and I work in the emergency department at West Bloomfield. And I had the distinct pleasure of being able to do the breast exams on the women here in Nicaragua. And it's really been quite an honor.
I'm Debbie Wegg. I'm a certified nurse midwife with Henry Ford West Bloomfield, and I was responsible for doing the pap smear testing.
I'm Celeste Kraft. I don't actually work for the hospital, but I have the privilege of being married to the hospital's chaplain. I'm also a birth doula, a childbirth educator, a lactation educator, and a student midwife. And I also help teach breast self-exam classes.
So tell us, what was maybe the biggest surprise, or what are you finding here down in the women?
I think the biggest surprise for me is that there's such a lack of access to health care for women down here. Many of the women that we treated yesterday, it was their first breast exam, their first pap exam. We did it in really suboptimal environment. But the thing that really struck me about it was that they were so appreciative of the care that we were providing for them. And even the environment, and I'll let my fellow team members elaborate on that. It was almost as if we created this little sanctuary for these women where they felt empowered to discuss issues related to women's health, their concerns about their health. It was just an awesome experience. It's just so hard to articulate my feelings right now.
We did have translators with us. We had some handout material that we were demonstrating. We used a breast model to show how to do self-breast exams, and everyone was so attentive. And like Debbie said, we created this little sanctuary of women only, and the ladies that were at the door monitoring who came in and who came out were very protective. And if a man approached the doorway, I mean, they looked and they stopped them. And the women in the clinic where we were, you could just sense, you know, that they really appreciated that.
I don't know if you experienced this yesterday during your classes, but what surprised me today was that I always started out my classes asking the women how many of them did breast exams. And the most I had in any one class was one raising their hand. I think I maybe had 3 total all day who were already doing it. And I asked them what they thought the reasons were that women weren't doing them. And the number 1 and 2 answers were they were afraid of finding something. The number 2 answer was they really didn't think that it applied to them. They had either they were too young or too old. They had a reason that they thought, which was a myth, of why they were safe from breast cancer. So I think you use the word empowerment, and that's what I told the women today. I want to empower you. This class is not about fear. It's to empower you, because when it comes to your body, you are the expert. You don't have to live in fear. You can be empowered to know your body and know when there are changes so you can seek help early.
I think the thing that impressed me most about my experience down here, number 1, is how great the need is, how few the resources are, and the other thing was how hard the team that is down here tried to meet whatever need they came across.
Do you have any specific memories of any, maybe one person or a group of people you want to share? Or?
Well, today I experienced something I've never, I've taught a lot of childbirth classes, lactation, you name it. I've never received applause at the end of a class before, and I did today during one of my classes, and that was totally unexpected, but really, really neat. And then later, when I had a break in between classes, I was out on the the stairway looking down at the street, and a woman who I had taught earlier in the day came because she was leaving. She came and found me and said, God, through the interpreter, God bless you, and God has blessed us today because you are here. And the fact that she would come, because it's not easy to get back to where we were in our classroom, that she would come to say that was really, really meaningful.
So what do you think? Is it worth it? Would you do it again? Would you recommend others come and join you next year? Or?
Absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we're really very blessed to have Tim Kraft that has really put this together and given us the opportunity to serve the people of Nicaragua and go Team Women's Health.
And if they want to come next year, they're going to have to sign up early because they're going to have to fight with us for the spots on the team.
On behalf of all the women of Nicaragua, gracias. You've touched a lot of lives.
De nada.